Hello children and welcome to our story time. I've just been looking at this lovely embroidery of an elephant. You can see the elephant's trunk there and the elephant's big ear. Because this comes from India, which is where our story this week comes from. India is a very far way away from where we are in England. You can see on this map here that we are just next to Europe here in Britain, but if we got onto an aeroplane, we could fly all the way down to here where India is. It is a long way. If we wanted to sail in a boat, we would have to go all the way round here, around Africa, across the sea to get to India. So it is very far away. But in India, there are some amazing animals. Some of my favourite animals, like elephants here, and there are tigers in India. Let's listen to our story. It's story time, it's story time. Shh, listen, what's going on? Our story is called Buri and the Marrow, and it's a very old traditional story from India. And somebody has written the story down, and her name is Henriette Barkow. Once there was an old woman who lived with her two dogs, Lalu and Balu. Her only daughter lived on the other side of a forest, far away. Here you can see in the picture Buri and her dogs, and there's her house, and if you follow the path all the way through the trees, all the way over here, there is her daughter and her daughter's house, far away. One day, she told her dogs, "It's time for me to visit my daughter. Stay here until I return." And she packed her bag and went on her way. There she is giving her dogs a nice hug when she says goodbye. She hadn't gone far into the forest when she met a fox. "Buri, Buri, I want to eat you," he snarled. "Fox, you don't want to eat a thin Buri like me. Wait until I return from my daughters. Then I'll be nice and fat." Look, there is Buri talking to the fox. "Buri, Buri, when you return, I shall eat you," snarled the fox. I don't like the sound of that, do you? The old woman continued her journey until she met a tiger. "Buri, Buri, I want to eat you," he growled. "Oh, tiger, you don't want to eat a thin Buri like me? Wait until I return from my daughters, then I'll be nice and fat." "Buri, Buri, when you return, I shall eat you," growled the tiger. Look at Buri talking to the tiger. She's being very brave. The old woman went on her way again. Here she is, walking along the path, until she met a lion. "Buri, Buri, I want to eat you," he roared. "Oh, lion, you don't want to eat a thin Buri like me? Wait until I return from my daughters. Then I'll be nice and fat. Buri, Buri, when you return, I shall eat you, roared the lion. She is a very brave woman, talking to that lion. At last, the old woman arrived at her daughter's house. Oh, daughter, what a terrible journey I've had. First, I met a fox, and then a tiger, and then a lion. They're all waiting to eat me. Look, here is Buri's daughter, giving her a nice hug. Don't worry, Mother. We'll think of something. But first, you must rest and have some food, answered her daughter. Oh, look at all this delicious food that Buri has been given. The old woman stayed with her daughter for 3 months. During that time, she was given so much to eat that she became nice and fat and round. Look at this feast. That looks delicious. When it was time to go home, the old woman asked her daughter, "What shall I do? All the animals are waiting to eat me." There she is, thinking about the fox and the tiger and the lion. What is poor Buri going to do? She can't stay with her daughter forever, can she? Come, Mother, I have a plan, answered the daughter, and went into the garden. There she picked the largest marrow she could find, cut off the top and hollowed it out. I wonder what her plan could be. Climb in. Then I will push the marrow and it will roll you home. Goodbye, Mother. Goodbye, daughter, answered the old woman as they hugged each other. So, Buri's daughter got a marrow. Well, we haven't got a marrow, but we've got a courgette. Buri's daughter chopped the end off and hollowed out the middle of the marrow so that her mother could fit inside the marrow. She went right inside, and her daughter put the lid on and said, I will give it a big push so you can roll home. Let's see if it worked. The daughter sealed the marrow and gave it a push. You could help with that push. As it rolled along, Buri sang, "Marrow turning round and round, we are rolling homeward bound." When it reached the lion, he roared, "Marrow, you're big and juicy, but I'm waiting for my Buri." And he gave it a push. As it rolled along, Buri sang, "Marrow turning round and round, we are rolling homeward bound." Did she escape from the lion? I think so. When it reached the tiger, he growled, "Marrow, you're big and juicy, but I'm waiting for my Buri." And he gave it a push. As it rolled along, Buri sang, "Marrow turning round and round, we are rolling homeward bound." Did Buri escape from the tiger? But when it reached the fox, Here he is. He looked at it and snarled. Marrow, you're big and juicy, but I know you're hiding my Buri. Oh no, look, can you see Buri's scarf coming out of the marrow? And the fox pounced onto the marrow and tore it apart. Inside he found the old woman. Buri, Buri, I'm going to eat you now, he snarled. Look at the fox leaping onto Buri in the marrow. Oh, fox, before you eat me, please let me see my home again, pleaded the old woman. Look, she's on her knees and she's pleading and asking the fox to let her see her home. Buri, Buri, I will let you see your home, said the fox. There he is. He knows he will eat Buri after she sees her home. When they reached the old woman's house, she screamed, Lalu, Balu, save me, save me! And the two big dogs raced out of the house and they chased the fox, who ran and ran until he got away. When he stopped, he sighed. Buri, Buri, you got the better of me. Now all I have is marrow for my tea. And as for the old woman, she was never troubled by the fox again. Poor old fox. I don't think he wants to eat all that marrow for his tea, does he? And that is the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed that story of Buri and the marrow. And you might have noticed that some of the words are in a different language here. They're written in Arabic. So you might be able to read that too if you can speak Arabic. Now in that story, Buri was in a marrow and her daughter gave it a push to roll all the way home, just like we pushed the courgette to roll all the way home. So maybe you could find some things at home that you could roll or see if they can roll. At nursery, we've been trying to roll things like a can of beans or a carrot and see if they will roll. Have fun trying that out. Bye.